Well, I finally got to see one of these sitting in my dirt. Well, welcome to Finding America. It's really nice to see you here. Now, I'd say ever since I was a teenager, I've been a huge fan of Mel Fisher. Back in high school, I checked his book out from the school library and read it cover to cover more times than I can count. I learned a lot from Mel about patience and perseverance, and I especially loved his motto, which I adopted, and I actually say it every single time I head out to go metal detecting. Today's the day. Well, Chris and I met up with Drew at his amazing permission that is just chock full of Colonial and Civil War history. This is one of those sites, when you're on it, you just know there's a possibility of something amazing popping up at any moment. And as I drove down the interstate to meet up with the guys, I took a sip from my coffee and I said, today's the day. Now, I don't know why, but it seems to work for me a lot, and maybe it just gives you a really good positive outlook before you get started metal detecting. But as it turned out, this was going to be one of those great days as we started metal detecting on the Civil War drilling field. Well, Chris got something?
There's a whitey.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. God. Doesn't get old, man.
I know.
They're all that same style.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That one's got more of a point on the top, that's for sure. I don't know. It's a little bit different. Definitely more pointed than the normal ones. But very cool. Another 3-ringer. Well, I got another pretty one. It's giving me a 15 and pretty far down, about 9 inches. And I popped it out. It was in a clod of dirt. And, let's see. Yeah, got a Confederate bullet. Or, wait a minute. Does it have rings? I don't know. Kind of looks like an Enfield, but it's a little hard to tell. I don't really see much in the way of rings on it, so very cool. It might be a Confederate Enfield. Not bad at all. Well, I heard the word button. I think Drew got something.
It's a small one.
I don't know. I'm afraid to mess with it too much because I don't know.
Yeah. Let me take a look here.
That's an odd size, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
I've got a.
Yeah, that is an odd one.
Found that one there and then that one.
I can definitely see something coming through. Huh. We'll get it cleaned up and see if we can figure it out, but that's a nice find, man. Well, there she is. I think you'll be able to see the wings of a General Service Eagle button. That's an odd size. It's kind of between a cuff and a coat button. So that's pretty darn cool. But yeah, nice and green like the way they come out here. So yeah, that's an awesome piece. Well, none of us knew it at the time, but Drew had just found a very hard to find button. And as a matter of fact, he scratched a big one off his bucket list. Chris said he got maybe a button.
Just below the surface.
Oh yeah.
A little 4 or 5. Looks like it's part of the one you found, or the same uniform maybe.
Yep.
Dinky.
Very small ball button, just missing the button back in the shank, but
It might be pushed up in the mud.
yeah, very cool. Another early button. Well, Drew called me over. See, Chris calls me over normally, but now Drew's called me over too. He's got another one. I cannot believe it. Wow. This one's going to be a cuff button. It's got the shank on the back.
Yeah, I like the green on those.
Yeah, and this one's got some gold gilt coming through. Wow, that's awesome. See if I can get you in on this. The lighting is awkward out here, but yeah, that's a great piece. Wow, 2 buttons, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, unfortunately, Drew had to head back home early, but he told us to stick around, keep detecting, and have fun. So, Chris and I were ready for a bit of change of scenery, so we decided to head down to the bottom of the property where a colonial house site once was, just to see what we might find there. And boy, am I glad we decided to do that. Well, Chris got a pretty cool little relic.
Big old axe head.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's in good shape.
Yeah, it is.
You can see where they were hammering on the back of it. Oof.
Wow.
That's going to be fun to carry around.
Yeah, really. Well, we're not too far from the vehicles. We're going to get a water stop and see what else we can find out here on our way there.
Yeah.
Got this 22 about 8 inches down, and it is a complete harmonica reed. That thing's in really nice shape. Well, this one was giving me a 10. I decided to go for it because there's a lot of colonial stuff in this area too. And I dug down and I got a lantern wick adjuster, and I got the wheel. And the wheel actually has the patent date on it, and I believe it's January 1883. So that's pretty cool. I'll get it cleaned up and hopefully get you a better picture of it. Yeah, it's either 1883 or 73. Definitely an old one, 140 years. Well, Chris got something interesting.
A very old one. Spoon handle, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely old looking.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Huh.
Really.
Neat little piece.
Yeah.
What was it giving you?
14.
Sweet.
A couple inches down.
Yeah, that must have been a banger.
Yeah.
Chris got a pretty cool surface find.
Well, it was black on the back. I was like, oh, it's an arrowhead. No. But it's a cool piece of pottery.
Man, that's old.
I think it looks like a strawberry. The little seeds on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like an old piece of salt glaze.
Or maybe a blueberry.
There you go. Well, still searching the colonial area, and I got a 17 dug down, only about 3 inches, and I got a fired musket ball. Very cool. I will definitely take that. Well, this one's giving me a 13, and only about an inch down. I'm kind of laughing because of the brand. It's an old jeans or denim snap. Well, look at that. I have never found this particular brand. It says Dad Jr. or Dad JR. That's pretty cool. And it came out really nice and clean too for an iron back button. Well, this one gave me quite a start. I got a 22 signal and I saw that gleaming in the dirt and I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's actually a old flat button with a lot of silver gilt left on it. And it's going to be 1810 to 1840 era. I can definitely see a back mark. So I'll get it cleaned up. I'll get a better look at it, but that's a nice old piece right there. Well, Chris got something.
Not exactly sure. It had a square nail driven through it, but it's got design on it, and I'm pretty sure that's brass.
Huh.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, get it cleaned up to see what we can get off of it, but...
Big loud signal.
I bet. Very cool. Well, this one was giving me a 16, and I dug down and I saw the backside. I'm like, ooh, another flat button. And this one has some type of design on it. Very cool looking. Some kind of a ring or circle in the center. I don't know, I'm going to have to get it cleaned up. It's a little hard to get you in on this. But it's a very cool. Can't wait to get that cleaned up, see what it looks like. So, very happy with this one too. Well, this one was giving me a 16 and it was about 11 inches down. That is a perfect mule shoe. I like that. Very cool. I'll be taking that one home. Find somewhere to hang it. Well, Chris just caught a flat button. They're starting to come out fast and furious here.
Yeah.
Wow, another nice one.
I mean, that thing just wiped.
Yeah.
There's some stars on the back, I think.
Very cool. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm sure we'll find another one here too. But that's great, man. These don't get old digging up either.
No.
Well, as soon as Chris found his flat button, I came back to the hole I was digging and pulled out a very old iron spoon. Yeah, it might have a design on it, a little hard to tell. But, yeah, another old piece. Well, Chris got another nice relic. Well, that one's actually really nice.
Toe tap there.
Yeah, that's
Bunch of holes coming through it.
that's a brass one.
Another 14. Kind of low for something like that, I think.
Most of the ones I've been getting lately are iron.
Yeah.
Very cool. This one was giving me a 19 to 20, and finally got it out. It's really like heavy brass, but it is odd. Not sure what it is exactly.
Strange one.
Yeah, I think it's obviously broken off of something, but really cool. I'll get it cleaned up. We'll see, but this one might be a mystery find.
Yeah.
Well, this one was getting my hopes up. It was a serious high tone, and like 25 to 28, and it was a flat button. I couldn't believe it. But another 1810 to 1840. Definitely a lot of writing on the backside. In really good shape, but no design on the front, like most of them. And Chris came by to see my flat button, and he's like, "Hey, check out the one I just found."
Little tiny thing.
That's crazy.
I see some writing coming through in the back, but
Yeah.
I think it's another plain Jane.
We'll get it cleaned up, see what it says on it as well. Well, Chris found a piece of lead, and it's one of those, did they purposely do it this way, or was it the look of the melt?
I think it was purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see an eye.
Yeah, the nose and the lips.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely different. We have seen quite a bit of carved lead here, so it does kind of look like a face. It might be a little hard to see. The lighting's a bit off under these trees, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty cool. I told him it's an old Mutual of Omaha piece. We thought it looked like an Indian, so pretty cool. I like it though. Well, this one was giving me a 19, bouncing up to mid-20s, and I pulled it out now. I went ahead and cleaned it off, but ooh, this one gave me a start. But it is a dandy button, and these are 1700s all day long. Can you imagine wearing a coat full of buttons this size? But yep, that is very cool, and that's the first dandy button Chris and I have found out here. I think Drew has found one, and very cool piece. So it's going to be 1780s, 1790s, could be even a little earlier. Now this find that you're about to see is a find that I've been looking for a very long time. Now when I saw it, I thought I'd found another flat button, but this was not going to be another flat button. As a matter of fact, I was going to find out that this was the day that I was finally going to see one of these in my dirt. Well, I told Chris, I said I have a killer high tone here, 29 to 31. And it was in the center of the hole, and I popped it out, and check it out. We have not looked at it yet. It could be a flat button for all I know.
It does got shine to it.
It's got a lot of shine to it. Oh Lord.
Is there anything on it?
I'll tell you one thing I'm missing from my bucket list, and that's Spanish silver.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping. All right, here comes the moment of truth. We're gonna pop it. Oh my. Oh, it could be, man. It is old. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh.
Is there something coming through?
Oh yeah, there is. Oh my gosh, it's worn.
It's a freaking Spanish, man. I can see the shield.
Oh no.
Yes,
Oh my gosh. Oh, give me some kind of deets.
Oh man.
It's white. It's heavy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I could see the shield, and look at it coming through.
Oh my gosh.
It's Spanish.
Finally got my
Holy
Spanish. Oh, I do see it. I do see it. Oh my gosh, my first Spanish silver.
Holy cow, man.
Oh my gosh. What is that, like a 1 real? I mean, I don't know these.
Maybe 2.
It's definitely big. Oh my
Look at all the
gosh.
little marks on it. Wow. Yeah, that sucker's worn.
Yes, it is. Very worn, but it is definitely. I think I can just. It's tough. Ah, yeah. We can definitely see the backside.
Congrats.
Wow. I will definitely take that. Scratch that big one off my bucket list.
Yes,
finally. Awesome. Well, I had to come back. I'm not sure if you can see it, but we can just make it out right there. It's a 1700s Spanish silver coin.
I think it's 1780.
Oh, that's awesome because
Oops.
there's our walkie-talkies. They got excited too. But that actually dates to the very beginning of this property. It was bought in 1786. That's amazing. And he paid for this property.
The original.
Yeah, the original person, $1,200, and paid in 12 Spanish pieces of 8.
Yeah,
Spanish silver dollars. 1,200 of them. Yeah, could you imagine? I just want one.
Yeah.
I got one, a little one. Well, not just one bucket lister recovered, but 2. I tell you, we all had an awesome time that day. And here's another look at all the pieces of history that we were able to save in this episode. Well, it's time to enjoy some amazing images from our country's past, and I hope you love them as much as I do. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure, and I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.